So, you've matched with the person of your dreams on Tinder or any other dating app, but now what? Starting a conversation with someone in English can be difficult as it is, but it's way trickier when you are trying to impress someone enough to make them want to date you. But don't worry, in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and useful phrases you can use to start a conversation with someone that you've matched with on a dating app. Like with any normal conversation, you could start by saying hello. You could say, hey, or what's up, or hey there. But if you only say this, it might seem like you're not really interested in the other person. If you want to get a response and keep the conversation going, it's a good idea to ask them a question. So you could say, how are you? You could also say, how's it going? Or how's it hanging? So compliments are, of course, a good thing, but compliments about someone's appearance often work better face to face or once you've met someone. If you compliment someone's appearance online, it can seem a bit intense or weird. So avoid sending messages like, you are beautiful, you look hot, or you have beautiful eyes. These are very generic compliments. Generic means very common and overused. Also, they might seem weird if they are online or over message. You're better to save these compliments for your first date when you're face to face. If you want to compliment someone that you've matched with on a dating app, try complimenting something specific. It'll show that you've taken time to look at their profile and you are actually interested in getting to know them, rather than it looking like you're just sending generic compliments to multiple people that you've matched with. For example, I like your shirt. You have great taste. Or, I love your nails in this photo. Did you paint them yourself? The best compliments are also not necessarily about someone's appearance, but about who someone really is. So, complimenting someone on their personality, achievements, or unique views and opinions is way more likely to get you a date. You could try sending a message saying, wow, it says on your profile that you ran a marathon. That is so impressive. Or, you studied medicine? You must be very smart. Or even, you seem pretty funny. I think we'd have a laugh on a date. I may need a map. I'm getting lost in your eyes. What did you think of that? Is it a bit desperate or cheesy? If we say something is cheesy, we mean it is a bit embarrassing. One way of starting a conversation on a dating app is by using a chat-up line or a pick-up line, like this one. They are often humorous or funny, but also with the intention of impressing someone you have a romantic or sexual interest in. However, many chat-up lines are considered cheesy or embarrassing and won't impress someone that you've matched with on a dating app. It does depend on the person's sense of humor though. Some people might find them really funny. In case you do want to try using a pickup line, here are a few more examples. Hello, I'm a thief and I'm here to steal your heart. I'm not a photographer, but I can picture us together. We're not socks, but I think we'd make a great pair. Learning chat-up lines can also be a fun way to practice your English, as some of them can be quite difficult to understand for English learners. The best way to keep a conversation going on Tinder is to ask someone a question. You can't expect someone to respond if you don't ask them anything. And it's great if you show an interest in the person. You could just ask them about their day. For example, what did you do today? Or what are you doing right now? What was the best thing about your day today? Or even, what are your plans this evening? You could also ask them questions about their hobbies, interests, or their job. Like, what's your job? Do you enjoy it? Or, What's your favorite thing to do at the weekend? Or do you have a favorite book or film? And these questions are okay, but they are a bit generic and boring. It might be a good idea to ask them something more interesting. You swiped right for this person because you liked the look of their profile, right? So use their profile to think of a question to ask them. This shows that you matched with them for specific reasons and you aren't just swiping right for every single person you see on the app. Ask a question about something they've said or a picture they've used on their profile. For example, maybe one of their pictures is next to the Eiffel Tower. You could say, I love Paris. When were you there? What was your favorite thing about the city? Or maybe they have a picture with a dog. You could say, is that your pet? What's its name? They look cute. If they mention a hobby or an interest, you could ask them more about it. For example, that's cool you like mountain climbing. Where have you been climbing? Or, I like country music too. Who's your favorite singer or band? It's okay if you make grammar, vocabulary, or spelling mistakes when you're speaking to someone. It might be a good idea to let them know that English isn't your first language. Let them know near the start. You could let them know by saying, English isn't my first language, so if you see a tiny mistake in my messages, that's why. Or, just a heads up, English isn't my first language. That's why I might make some mistakes. To give someone a heads up is like saying, just to let you know. You could even use it as a way to start talking about languages. As I am sure you are interested in languages, hopefully the other person you've matched with is too. I'm into languages. That's why I'm learning English. Do you speak any other languages? You don't want to make the whole conversation about this, but it might make you feel more comfortable and relaxed to let the other person know. And it will make you seem more interesting to the other person. Learning a second or even third language is impressive. Let's take a look at some do's and don'ts for messaging people on dating apps. We've gone over some of these already, but let's recap and discuss a few more tips. Do keep your messages simple. Do compliment someone on something specific or on their personality or achievements. Do make an effort to seem interested in them. Do ask them a question using information they have provided on their profile. Don't just say hey without asking a question. Don't use generic compliments about their appearance. Don't use cheesy pickup lines, unless you think the person you're speaking to will find them funny. Don't ask them out on a date in the first message. It's better to take time to get to know them a bit better first. So there you go, some tips to start a conversation on Tinder. What are you waiting for? Send someone a message using one of these tips. Let me know how it goes. Do you have any more tips? How about some more pickup lines? If you do, leave them in the comments. I'd love to see them. Thank you for watching. Bye.
If you learned something new from this video, give it a thumbs up. Then, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. Have a look around our channel for more hacks and tips. And if you're watching on another social media platform, like or follow our page. See you next time.